So next, let's go ahead and see, let's implement the store action for that. Quickly, before we implement that, let me show you that now when we submit this form, we are not handling it. It's submitting to the store action, but we are not handling that data that's being submitted. Okay, so back in our text editor here, let's go to the users controller, and inside the store method here, first what we need to do is gather the data that we need. So we're going to take it from the request, and we're going to call the only function on that variable. So what we need is the email, sorry, the name first, and then the email, and then the password. So since we need the password to be secure, we're going to hash it. So we're going to say data password equals to bcrypt. And if you remember from a previous video, when we were seeding, it's the same as calling hash make and then passing in whatever string you want to hash. In this case, we're going to do data password. Okay, so next what we want to do is create a new user. We're going to store that in the user data variable. When you create a new user, if it's successful, it returns that user instance to you. So we're going to call user, but before we do that, let's import that user model into our controller by using use app user, or else we'll have an error when we use the user class. Okay, so here let's do : create, and we're going to pass in data. Okay, so let's do a check that if user was created, sorry, not data, this should be true, so it should evaluate to true. And if the user was not created, that is in this statement here, this will be false, and we won't be executing what's inside the if block. So what we want to do is log in the user after they are created. So we do a auth login, and we pass in the user function instance there. So user, and then after logging in the user, we want to return a redirect to the user's home route. So we do route and pass in the route name, which is home. Or else, if the user is not logged in, we're going to return back to that form, that is the create form. So we do a return redirect, or we're not going to do a redirect, we're going to do a back redirect, and then we're going to do with input. Okay, so now let's go to our application and try to create new users. Right, so back in our browser, what I'm going to do is create a new username. So we had Lam in there initially, so we're going to do Lisa. Okay, so next we're going to do Lisa at Laravel.com, and the password will be Lisa. So I'll do a submit, and we have an error. Okay, so I'll pause the video here and do a quick debug, and I'll continue when I found out what the issue is. Okay, so after debugging, I found out that I made a mistake in the spelling of request. As you can see here, it should be request and not request e. Basically, what that resulted in is that I was passing in an empty variable here, so that was null, and it was couldn't create the user. Okay, so let's go back into our registration form here. So I'll just refresh that, and we'll enter all those values again. So Lisa, and Lisa at Laravel.com, and password as Lisa. So I will submit that, and as you can see, it's dumping out that created user. So basically, during the debug phase, I put in a diadump of user here. That's why it was doing that, but I can guarantee you that the user was created. Let's go to the database and I'll refresh, and as you can see, Lisa has been created. So let's go back and create another user. Let's say Fred this time, and after creating Fred, we should be logged in with Fred's credentials, and then redirected to the home page for Fred. So I'll do Fred at Laravel.com, and let's use Fred as the password. So I'll submit that, and as you can see, homepage for user Fred, checking the database, and Fred was created. Okay, so that's it guys for this video, wherein we created a form to help us easily register a new user to our application and then redirected them back to their homepage. And I thank you for watching. I will see you soon in another video. Cheers, bye bye.